Well, welcome back. In case you don't remember, since we had off last week for a very special day.
It was Mama's Day.
That's right. 2 weeks ago, we started a brand new series where we were talking about our social lives online. Instagram, Snapchat, our favorite MySpace.
They have no clue what that is.
Not at all, but you know what TikTok is, right? We said that maybe the best thing that social media has given us is the filter. The filter allows us to change our appearance, to make us taller, to make us shorter, to make you more glamorous, to make some of us look more beardedly beautiful, right?
Do we need to look beardedly beautiful?
Well, I don't. I'm already there. But yes, filters help us change the way that other people see us.
But we also said that not every filter is necessarily good. Sometimes we let other people's posts and comments change the way that we see ourselves. Instead of being confident in who we really are, we look at ourselves through the filter of how other people see us, and sometimes what they say or don't say about us.
Yeah, and when that happens, we can spend a lot of time trying to get people to like us. And we also enjoy social media a whole lot less. And so maybe the best thing that we can do online is to remove that filter when it comes to the way that other people see us. Now, this week, we're going to talk about one area of our life where the opposite is true, where one of the best things that we can do in our lives, both online and off, is to increase the use of a different kind of filter.
So speaking of filters, we reached out to you to find out what your favorite filter was, to send us a pic or a video. And you know what? It's pretty cool, so let's go check it out.
This is my favorite filter.
Like turn your head and like look up and down, like move your face around, turn to the side.
All right, we're back. We're back to this weird social media thing over here.
Hey, this is mine.
I know,
No
this
way.
is mine over
This
here.
is
I know. I love it. All right, one of my favorite things that social media helps us do, especially in quarantine where I feel so isolated, is it allows me to be involved with a lot of people, no matter where they are, without ever leaving my couch. In a matter of minutes, I can know the latest news on what's happening with Star Wars. I can find out what my favorite YouTuber is up to. I can see what people are saying about Joe Burrow and the predictions that they're giving him for the NFL. And not only can I see all of those things, I can participate in the discussion as well. I don't like the direction that they went with Star Wars. I'm just saying if, not me. I'm just saying maybe you, maybe you in general didn't like the direction that they went with Star Wars. You get to tell the entire world about it. Your YouTuber makes some insane video. You can blast them in the comments. And let's say we don't agree with what the analysts are saying about Joe Burrow's stats for his first year. We can tell the whole world why we disagree with them.
Well, and so basically what you're saying is with social media, we get to have an opinion and tell our opinion whenever we want. No filter, no restraint. It sounds pretty great. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
I mean,
Am I
yes,
right? Am I right?
except when it's not. I mean, maybe you've noticed this in your worlds too. People who have no filter and say whatever they want. Yes, believe me, I totally own this. Maybe you also know people, though, who make fun of other people over and over and over again. Maybe they're the ones who complain, not just about like one thing, but about everything. They're the people who gossip about you and your friends behind your back all the time, saying stuff. They're the ones who also fight with their friends. They're the ones who, when they go through a messy breakup, they don't hide it. They put it on blast so that everybody knows what's going on. You know, chances are you've seen more than a few things online and in real life that could have used a personal filter. And maybe you've done the same thing. Maybe you've ranted about something and it felt pretty good. Someone said something about you and you found out about it and you came right back with a crushing response. And it felt really satisfying to put them in their place, only until you felt a little guilty about it the very next day. Maybe you've shared your opinion about a review, maybe about your favorite song or a movie or about what's going on right now, even with quarantine, and you held nothing back. And at first, you sounded really reasonable. You sounded passionate and involved and interested. But by the end of it, you just sounded like you thought everyone who disagreed with you were insane. And you managed to turn the whole world against you.
What's crazy is sometimes it wasn't even you who contributed. It may have been someone close to you. Maybe your stepmom treats their Facebook page like her own personal political megaphone. Every post is about who she's voting for and why everyone who disagrees with her is the dumbest person in the world. And frankly, it's pretty embarrassing. You wish that you would realize that naturally she's killing your social life because all of your friends are screenshotting her posts, sending them to you, and she becomes the butt of all their jokes.
I mean, and that's the world of social media. It can be entertaining, it can be frustrating, it can be annoying, it can be all of those things all at once. And for the most part, we all contribute. And even though it's dramatic at times, we usually just shrug it off as no big deal. Because for most of us, social media is separate from our real lives and our real identities. It's easy to feel like what we say online isn't real, or that it's less real. But the truth is that what we say online doesn't always just stay there. In fact, in some ways, it's more real, more impactful, more lasting than what we say in person, because the internet doesn't go away, which means what you put out on the internet doesn't go away either. The instant that you press tweet, send, or share, somebody can take a screenshot of that and hold on to it forever. Or worse, Time Hop reminds you about it a year later about what you said. And on top of that, social media makes your audience larger than it would be in person. Think about this. You get mad at your friend and you guys get in a fight. I guess it wouldn't be like in the lunchroom anymore at Taco Bell, or maybe on a Zoom call. I mean, but maybe you're even in person in their driveway and you guys get in an argument and in a fight. It's between the two of you. Maybe a neighbor sees and hears what's going on, but they may not even know who you are. And chances are they're going to forget what you guys were even arguing about within the hour, definitely by the next day.
Yeah.
But on social media, once you go online, blast somebody, it's going to sit there on your timeline, in their comment section for all to see, share, retweet, screenshot, send, and hold on to and remember. And here's another way to think about it too. When was the last time that you had the opportunity to speak in front of 500 people? Probably never. And yet, many of you, your followers on Instagram, I mean, you have more than 500. The viewers on TikTok who are following you, way more than the friends that you have in your class, perhaps. I mean, social media allows us to have access to people way more than we have in our real day-to-day personal lives. And it allows them to have access to us in a way that just doesn't happen otherwise.
So really what all this kind of boils down to is when it comes to the internet, we can't afford to have no filter with our words. We need to decide what we want to say and is it worth it. This is all about choosing to be wise. And even though Snapchat stories haven't been around forever, words have. The Bible has some great advice with how to deal with words. Now, the book of Ephesians is a letter that the Apostle Paul wrote, who we've been talking about for like multitude of weeks now. And he wrote this to a group of Jesus followers. Toward the end of his letter, Paul encourages his readers to live in a way that reflects their faith in Christ. He tells them to control their anger, to stop lying, to stop stealing, to work hard, and to be generous. Those are all really good things. And then right in the middle of that letter, Paul focuses on the importance of the words we say to one another. So Connor, why don't you give us Ephesians chapter 4, verse 21?
He says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths. Hey, you think if Paul was writing this today, he'd say, don't let any unwholesome posts come out of your phone?
That's cheesy. Well, and we don't really say the word unwholesome. It's not really a part of our day-to-day vocabulary. We don't just say it in random conversations. But it refers to words that are harmful, rotten, corrupt, worthless, or capable of destroying and breaking something. I mean, haven't we all had that experience when our words or the words from someone else did some real harm? Our words can break down relationships or break up friends. It might make us feel better to get something off our chest at the time or to point out something about someone else, whether we name them or not, but it does damage to that person, and it's real. The fixing the situation is never as easy as just deleting the comment. Not only that, but we're actually doing damage to ourselves. See, there are two groups of people who are reading your posts. The first group are the people that your ugly post is actually directed to. And then the second group is just innocent bystanders, the people who are scrolling through their timelines looking for puppies naturally, and then bam, they just get all caught up in your drama and you're crazy. Now, when you say something bad about someone else, it affects the way other people view you. I mean, you've been on the other side. You've been the outsider who stumbled on someone else's rant, and you started forming opinions about them based on what they said and how they said it. Now, Paul wrote this verse because he knew how important and powerful our words are, even if words are just emojis with their eyes rolling, or you actually rolling your eyes at someone, or some mean hashtag. So this is how Paul finishes that thought.
He says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen.
Now, this is some really good news. Just as your words have the power to break things, they also have the power to build things up. And in that way, social media can be good for more than just face swapping and photo liking or beard putting oning. It has given you the incredible power to do good in the world around you. So I want you to think back to the first book of the Bible. It's Genesis. It's right there, at the beginning. Even if you aren't much of a church person, you may be familiar with how the things unfolded in Genesis. In the beginning, God created everything: plants, mountains, grasshoppers, birds, whales, people, Austin, Connor, you. The creation of those things was centered around one thing: His words. God spoke it, and it happened, and He used words to create life. Now, you and I aren't God. We don't have the power to say something and then watch it happen. Although if you can do that, let me know. I need a new Xbox. But we are made in the image of God. We have some shared qualities, and just like God used His words to literally create life, we can use our words to support, encourage, and inspire life. That's the kind of power our words have, both online and offline. That's the kind of reach good words can have when we filter them. They can give real life. This is true whether you believe in God or not, and it's important whether you've ever thought about it or not, because the way you use or don't use filters with your words creates an image and a reputation for you that doesn't simply disappear or go away. Learning to be intentional about what you say online, and maybe what you hold back from saying online, has the potential to save you from a lot of pain and conflict in your relationships.
Yeah, in other words, use your words to build and not break. Every time you put something out there on social media, you're accomplishing something. You're either breaking or building. Every post has the potential to break a relationship, break someone's self-esteem, or someone's opinion of you. Or your post could build someone up. It could build their confidence and build your reputation.
So how do you make sure that you're building more than you're breaking? It starts by using the right filter. Before you press share, slow down. And instead of reacting emotionally and in the heat of the moment, firing that first thing that comes to your mind, ask yourself, is this going to build someone or break them? And let that question be your filter. For posting something that your mom is the coolest because she bought you tickets to see your favorite band, that is helpful and awesome.
If you're posting about how crazy your mom is and how you can't wait to move out and move to a college far, far away, not so much.
If you're posting your favorite Bible verse because it's Sunday, of course that's a good thing.
If you're posting your favorite Bible verse every hour of every day,
There's
can
nothing wrong with it.
break down someone's nerves.
And then if you're posting a verse about sexual immorality while mentioning a friend who's been over to their boyfriend's house way too many times during this quarantine, please take a pause, throw your phone in the toilet, and just flush it a couple times.
Okay, you get the picture, I hope. To get even more practical, I don't know how more than that, but to get more practical than that, here's a great rule. Before you press send, press pause. Before launching into anything into the social media world, take a breath, slow down, go on a walk. If you don't go on a walk around your neighborhood, go on a walk around your room. Call a friend and talk it out. Pray. Exercise. Your biggest online regrets will come from the things that you post the fastest. So slow down and think about it first. You'll make less mistakes, have less regrets, and enjoy social media and even your relationships more.
Yeah. So why don't y'all pray with me real quick. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you that we have the opportunity to use words. It sounds corny, it sounds cheesy, but it's true. The fact that we can use words to build each other up or to break each other down shows how powerful words can be. So I pray that we use this power that you've given us responsibly and that we're able to build one another up with the words that we say. That we are just on alert all the time for how our words interact with someone else so that we aren't breaking each other down, but instead are using it to continue to grow each other up with the love of Jesus. I pray that we're executing that this week. As we've been stuck with families, it's really easy in the heat of the moment to just say what comes to mind. I pray that we stop and we pause and we just think it over. Because then we can come to find out that there are words that we can use to build one another up. Our parents, our family, our little brothers and sisters, we have the power to just inspire some life. And I pray that we use that well. Lord Jesus, we love you and we praise you. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Yep. Let's go on in the video.
Good.
Hey everybody, Connor and Amanda. We're gonna do some singing, and we would love for y'all to join us.
A little bit of singing.
A little bit of singing.
A little bit of joy.
Jealous for me. Love's like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. And all of a sudden I am unaware of these addictions
Woo.
Super. So look, we don't have to try to change the world through our social media accounts online. Remember this mantra: use your words to build, not break. If you embrace this idea, you'll often have to slow down and evaluate before you press send.
You know, it's also some pretty good advice when it comes to our face-to-face conversations as well. In those relationships, slow down and think before you speak.
That's right. So get out there, tweet, share, post, send, talk, tick, snap, laugh, joke, hashtag it up, all right? Have fun. Just remember, use this filter before you do, and I promise you'll be glad that you did.
Hey, and we had a great time with y'all during our Zoom group game nights. We really miss playing silly and just fun and crazy games with you. Our Zoom groups are gonna keep going this week. We know that everyone is getting so tired of looking at a screen to go to small groups, so we're trying to find ways to change up. Our Here Journals, they changed up this week. They're actually on our Instagram feed and not our story. So if you haven't checked those out, those are awesome. And we're gonna continue looking for ways to stay engaged with you online.
Don't worry, we promise we are coming back to meeting in person. In fact, we're working on plans right now on how to do that best in June. So stay tuned, we will keep you posted. For now, we will see you back here 1 week from tonight for No Filter Week 3. Got it.
You good? You good with it? Okay, good. I'm good with it.
Like one of these.